It gave me a total loss of about 40 pounds for the first 5.5 months. I'll take that. I'll take that any day. Consider where I was. Oh man, I'm ready. But now I'm in the process of going through the liquid phase because I've got just under a week now from whenever my surgery happens, December 17th. Today is December the 11th, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that everything goes great. Um, you know, things haven't been that easy. Yesterday I had my pre-op appointment. Um, get in, looking forward to meeting with my surgeon, and tragedy happened in his family. But they didn't tell me about it until the time that I was in the office. Apparently he had a member of his family had passed away, either yesterday or the day before, and so that may play havoc with when my surgery is. He has to go out of state for the funeral, and if he isn't able to, then there's a good chance that his associate in the office, they both run the office, will do the surgery. I'm happy with either one of them. They both are fine, outstanding men and doctors, and I know that they'll do a great job. They do a ton of these surgeries a year, so I'm not worried either way. I know I'm in good hands, and I know that they'll take good care of me. So the good thing is that everything is tentatively proceeding ahead on schedule. I'm doing a diet of 2 shakes a day and 1 small meal of 3 ounces of protein and about a cup of non-starchy vegetables. That seems to be working okay. I've lost about another 4 pounds since the 1st of December, so we're looking good. We're looking promising. Had one day where I was like, let me just eat some pork skins. I had some pork skins and it worked out okay. I just had 2 or 3 and then went back to it. No, I didn't lose that day, but I didn't gain either, so that was an important thing. One of the things that I had to deal with also was that the first day of the month when I met with my dietitian, the dietitian called about 30 minutes before, or the office called about 30 minutes before my appointment and said, she's not here today. Sorry, you can't come in. And I said, well, why? He said, well, she's out sick. Oh, man, I was frustrated that morning. But they said, I tell you what, you come on in and we'll weigh you and we'll get the ball rolling and we'll have all your measurements and weigh that we need to have. And then you can meet with our other dietitian on the phone or in person. Well, I came back in person 2 days later and met with her. Nice as can be, did everything I needed to finish me out and get the paperwork process going. Well, that Wednesday afternoon, she called to say that they had submitted the paperwork to Humana Insurance. And by Friday morning, I get a phone call and someone at the doctor's office is saying, okay, we want to just confirm your surgery date and we want to make sure that you're ready to start your liquid diet and to make sure that this is happening and that is happening. She went through a whole litany of things, getting yeses and nos and where's my pharmacy, and at the end of the conversation I'm like, so just to be clear, are you saying that insurance approved the surgery? And she says, oh yes, you approved. Yeah, they came through this morning and told her. I was like, you left out the lead. But it worked out great, and she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you understood. And of course, you know, I'm like a knot on a log. You got to tell me things in plain English so that I can understand it. But I was real happy. Worked out real good, and we're going forward from there. When I went into the pre-op final visit, you know, they say try to have some questions. I thought it was going to be a big test where they check you out and you know, do another semi-physical or something like that. Wasn't that at all. It was more of just a sit down. I'll answer any final questions you have, and we'll go over the blood work. I had the blood work done a day prior to that, so They took out 6 vials of blood and did some swabbing of my nose, and they did a few other things, did an EKG, and they were real nice at the hospital. And it took 2 hours, though. That was the thing, and they did most of the paperwork, I think, for the hospital, so that whenever I go, that will pretty much be done. So I'm glad about that. But some of the questions that I went through, and I'm going to go over a couple of those with y'all here, because you probably either have those questions or are wondering about those questions. You know, bottom line is, I think it differs from doctor to doctor and office to office, but hopefully it'll give you a little better understanding. Anyway, you know, one of my first questions was, you know, how long am I going to stay? How long am I going to be in the hospital? And their best estimation is that I'll be in the hospital for 2 nights and then come home on the 3rd day. Of course, a lot of it could depend on the time that they actually are able to do the surgery. The original surgery was scheduled for 8:30 in the morning, but because of the change of schedule, it may be a little later than that. So I may be by the evening. So we'll just have to play that by ear. Another thing is, they said that when they did the endoscope, they discovered a hiatal hernia. So they're going to repair that at the same time they do the gastric sleeve. So I'm real happy about that. And they said that that would not add any additional time to the recovery. It would just be all part of it in there. And it shouldn't add much length to the surgery. So I'm glad about that too. They said, will I have a drain? No, I'm not going to have a drain. They said that they rarely do that unless there's some extra bleeding in there that they're concerned about. So I shouldn't have to worry about that. And of course, if you're a woman or a man, especially if you're a man, you are worried to say, am I going to need a catheter? And they said, oh, we don't use that unless there's a problem. And if there's a problem afterwards, we may have to insert one in. But most patients don't have any problems with that. And the surgery is not long enough that it would warrant something like that. So, whew, boy, was I happy about that. I was asking them about, I heard somebody talking about, are there any time-release pain medications used? You know, like in surgery, do they implant something that might deaden the area? And they said, no, they don't do that. They do have the, you know, the morphine pump that you have afterwards, and they do put some medication shots around the incision areas that, at least based on my understanding, that might ease some of the short-term pain that we would have afterwards. So that's good. I was wondering about the staples. You know, will they go away? Will they dissolve? Will they always be there? And they said, no, they'll always be there. They're titanium-type staples, and they won't dissolve, but it should never give you a problem going through airports or any type of security devices. So I was glad about that. Will I feel fatigue? Yeah, I'm going to feel a lot of fatigue after the surgery. I'm going to be tired, but I'm going to be up and moving around hopefully very soon, and hopefully that'll work out great. Will I be constipated? There will be some constipation, she said, but you know, it just depends on patient to patient on what they have to deal with. You know, I heard somebody say that they coughed up blood afterwards, or they were throwing up blood afterwards, and I said, does that happen very often? She says, well, if that's happening, there's a problem somewhere. So, but we don't usually encounter something like that. So I'm hoping that I won't have to deal with that. And the anti-nausea stuff that they give me beforehand should alleviate a lot of that. When can I start exercising? Of course, the easy answer is immediately. You're going to be up and walking around and walking around and walking around. But on a longer term, after you get out, they want you walking. But as far as doing any strenuous exercises, that's going to be 2 to 3 weeks afterwards that you can start, you know, getting in the gym and moving around and really going at it diligently. Will there be flabby skin to deal with? my answer is, I hope so. I hope I have a lot of flabby skin and it eventually goes away. I hope I lose enough weight that I don't have to worry about that, and it'll take care of itself. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed on that one, but deal with it as that happens. Will I lose hair? Well, she told me that women tend to have more of a problem losing hair than men do for some strange reason, but it shouldn't be much, and it should grow back, so there shouldn't be a problem with that. Of course, I see a lot of people are taking biotin as a to help them keep the vitamins and stuff going. I saw something about straws, and I asked them about straws. Somebody said that, well, they don't want their patients drinking out of straws anymore because it has air bubbles in it, and that can cause a problem with your sleeve. And this person told me that you can be your own judge with the straws and see how that works. Some people do and some people don't. But if you feel that you're getting air bloated because of the straws, then just sip it. Sip it slowly, and it shouldn't be a problem. I don't know about y'all, but I have a little problem with something called postnasal drip a lot of times, especially when I wake up in the morning. And I said, well, can I be taking, you got me off Advil and off of these other Motrin or whatever you call it. All of those, you got me off of those, but can I take something like Sudafed or Benadryl? She said, go ahead and take that. There won't be a problem. So I'm real happy about that. Those were some of the questions I had, and I hope that they help you. They said that I will go into a solid liquid diet, clear liquids, the last 24 hours before surgery. And then from there, Tuesday sometime on the 17th of December, I should be able to have my surgery. So I'll keep you posted. Hopefully everything will go great. I tell you, I really appreciate the support out there. This is a wonderful network, a wonderful family of people who are about to have it or have had it. And thank you so much for the support you give us. Y'all take care. Bye.